Hello, hello, hello. Three topics: Kimmel, anxiety, and how to turn off. So, Kimmel. Basically, Jimmy Kimmel got fired. That's the short story. And people are like, oh, that's Republicans canceling people. No, it's actually not. And that's kind of key to keep track of right now. Kimmel was fired by ABC. Are you going to make the claim that ABC is now a conservative organization? No, you're not going to make that claim. He was fired by a Democrat organization. And you're like, okay. Well, there was a ton of pressure. There has been a lot of pressure from Republicans against the far left. I did not ever see a wave of complaining against Jimmy Kimmel. Like, we hate him, obviously, but it's not a new thing. The online, cancel mob was mostly, from what I saw, going after Hassan and Destiny. Those are the two main targets. And so it wasn't Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, made comments, but they weren't anywhere near the worst comments that have been said. I mean, all he did is a simple, oh, blame only talking down about Kirk. So bad taste and all, but so few theories of explaining this. One, the most simple one is that ABC wanted to get rid of Kimmel anyway because he wasn't making money for them. And they needed to have a reason to drop him. They saw an opportunity, they dropped him, and now they can have some of the show in that time slot and they can make more money. That's the most obvious explanation. My explanation has been more complicated. Basically, I think that they manage I look at things based on the result that is accomplished. If somebody makes money, I assume they know how to make money. If somebody is depressed, I assume that they have behaviors that make them be depressed. If somebody does something that completely changes the conversation from being about the insanity of the far left into talking about free speech, I wonder if that was intentional. Because what do? You sacrifice one person who isn't making money or really being effective at all, and in return, you get to cancel. You get to completely derail the whole cancellation campaign of the bite. Now, I don't know if it's going to work, but it's a really, really good effort, and that's what they're really going with in the mainstream sites. So, would a Democrat organization sacrifice a piece in the playing field in order to completely stem the bleeding of your party over the past week? Yes. Yes. It's not even difficult. So people are like, oh, but they did so in because of the FCC saying something. No, they didn't actually. The FCC had said things basically improving of it after it had already happened. It was a post game commentary, not a pre-game commentary. So what does that mean? That means that it doesn't sound like they're really pressuring. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe they're just pressuring everybody, maybe. But to me, it looks like you sacrifice a guy, you get to devoid the conversation. Republicans are too mad about everything right now to notice, and they fall for the trap of accidentally looking against free speech. Now, I don't think celebrating the death of somebody is covered by free speech. I don't think a private company firing somebody is necessarily against free speech, but it gets dicey, right? It gets more shaky. And I would advise everybody just don't blame ABC for the firing. Do not take responsibility for it. Kimmel is a bastard, but he didn't say anything that bad in this go. Don't take the bait. You want to focus on people who are celebrating the death of somebody. Don't go after random comedians. It's not a good move. It's not going to work out well. Now, it might not matter. I think the wave of feelings is already you can't stop it. Can't stop, won't stop. But, gotta think strategically about things. So, as of today, I've been feeling a wave of anxiety. I feel very, very, very anxious. like way, way, way bad, like panic attack bad. And this concerns me because I don't like feeling anxious. When I feel anxious, I get dumber. I don't do as well in work or school or anything else. And I'm trying to figure out why I'm anxious. A few possible causes. Yeah, you can. One, I think this all this Charlie Kirk stuff is starting to get to me a little bit. Is that the huge black pill that 25% of the country wants to kill people with moderate conservative opinions? I'm in Maryland. That means that like 1 out of every 3 people I meet wants to kill me, or wouldn't mind if I died. 1 out of 3, not 1 out of 10, not 1 out of 5. 1 out of 3 people I see on the street, walking down the street, if they knew my name and knew my opinions, they would kill me. Those aren't good odds. And out of the women, it's probably 1 out of 2. Probably, yeah. So when I walk down the street and think that, wow, these women hate me, statistically speaking, I'm right. Statistically speaking, half the women I meet on the street want me dead before I even talk to them. And this actually lines up really well with my experience of women. I'm not even joking. My experience of women, about half of them want to kill me. Yeah, that actually kind of adds up. Um, I think that might actually be the number. Um, Good thing that women, right? Um, yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a really good argument for some certain far right opinions that I don't really want to express publicly. Um, yeah, this is a problem. And that doesn't mean the other half want to get with me, right? Yeah, I need to get out of this state. I recognize it. I recognize it. And know your hierarchies. Like, I'm getting older. I'm probably missed the boat on all of this stuff. But if I could change one thing about my past, it would probably be I should have moved to a big city when I could have. Like, I still can, but I just definitely know. Really big regret. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry for messing that up. You don't know the mistakes you're making you don't know when you're making a mistake. I think that's one of the things about life. You don't know when you are making a mistake. How else you would make them? Like, somebody who's getting into drugs doesn't know that they're getting into something that's going to destroy their life. Somebody's getting into alcohol doesn't know that at the moment that's going to destroy them. My friend John Doggett didn't know that his depression was going to kill him. Right? Um, but you also have to just kind of keep going because what else are you going to do? The other reason I'm anxious is because I have a friend, a very close friend, a pretty friend. I hang out with her now every week or so, and she is very, very far lefty, and I can have friends of the opposite political persuasion. I really don't want to find out that she is pro assassination because the thing is, I have not really given my political views to her. I kind of try to be somebody who floats above it all. Um, because I like having her around. And I'm really anxious that this or something else is going to separate us because I don't have many friends. So I don't want to lose the one I have. And people are like, oh, you can't really be friends with somebody who wants to kill you. Yeah, you can. You can deceive a wrong way. Is that the right thing to do? Well, no, I guess not. But what else am I going to do? Be alone? Like, come on, Wally. I don't want that. I don't want that. So, what comes worse is that, like, if you don't have the conservative markers of a good life, you really care more about the worldly reasons. So I really like to work for a big tech company, make a lot more money. But the money doesn't even matter. It's more just I want the prestige. I want like to be someplace where like tells me I've done a good job and like, oh, success, yay, you know. People are like, oh, that's not success. It's like, well, success really is friend and family. And if you don't have that, you want the nihilistic pat on the back of society, right? So I had two interviews today for a big company, and I did not do good. I did bad, but I like mixed up some coding things, and it was really, really sad. And like, I really wanted to do well, and I was kind of like just kind of focused on that to the exclusion of like every other bad thing, whether being black pilled on politics or um, being alone or being sick for 3 weeks or like any of these other issues. And I was kind of like, okay, well, I'll have a good job, I'll have a good career. And then it's like, well, that doesn't, my career is fine. My job is fine. My current job is fine. But like, I know so many people at these top companies, and like, I know I'm smarter than them, and yet they have the job and I won't. And that makes me sad. Everybody's like, oh, you should be grateful with what do you have. Yeah, maybe. But like, if you don't actually have what you want, being told be happy with what you have comes a bit on deaf end. It comes a bit down on deaf ears. And maybe I'm just inflamed. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I've been eating bad ways, so like I'm suffering from inflammation. That's possible. I'm just out of sorts. But there are many people in worse situations than me right now. That's true. I just really want this girl I hang out with a lot. I really want her to be my actual girlfriend, or my wife, or whatever. You know, like I want to be with her forever. And I know you're not supposed to think that. You're supposed to be, like, oh, you know, just be cool. It's like, I don't want to just be cool anymore. I want to be like, I want to be a husband. I want to be like a man, not just like this man child in a house, you know. And I think a lot of men feel this way. I don't think this is unusual. And I think this feeling is only getting stronger year after year, and the women are getting crazier and crazier. I think there's going to be a tipping point where things go off the edge in that area. I'm not sure how that's going to happen or whether it's even going to happen before civilization just falls apart and we have warlords going everywhere. That's possible too. But it's hard to mourn for the end of the current era if the current era doesn't seem to be that great. Like people are like, oh, it's more terrible back then. It's like, yeah, in some ways it was bad back then. Some ways it's bad now. I do know that my people, Slavs, are not going to survive the next 200 years if things continue as they are. Most people are not going to survive for another 200 years if things continue as they are. Something needs to give. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, right? Are we can go back to some medieval, like Middle Ages, feudalism? Is it gonna be something brand new? Is it gonna be like some kind of folk degradation of what we have now? Is it gonna be complete civil war? Is it gonna be like Handmaid's Tale? I don't know. Nobody knows. Anybody says they know is wrong. And I don't know, like, all I know is it would be nice to have more money. It'd be nice to have a partner to go through things with. I think there's a monster in men work. Yeah, King and Lionheart. Howling ghosts they reappear, mountains there are stacked with fear. But you're a king, and I'm a lionheart. An entity that's painted black, creature fled below the deck. But you're and I'm a lionheart. And as the world comes to an end, I'll be here to hold your hand. 'cause you're my king and I'm your lion heart. Yeah, definitely listen to King and Lionheart at some point. Taking over this town, they should worry. But these problems aside, I think I taught you well that we won't run, that we won't run, and we won't run. Anyway, my singing sucks, but um, it's a very good song. Anyway, cheers.